such an interesting area, and it's something where I feel there's a lot of development, continual development. It's always moving forward. It's a very proactive marketplace to be in. It's the diversity, so you can be in seeing a government agency in defence, and then you can go and see someone in aerospace, then you can go and see someone who at a patent office, then an attorney. And then you'll go and speak to a television production company who are interested in understanding about new innovations in a particular market. So in one day, you can meet a completely range of people from different industries and different backgrounds. And that's kind of, what's the gel there? And the gel is IP. That's what brings everyone together, and the kind of the willingness and wantingness to learn about IP and innovation. From what I'm seeing, speaking to attorney firms, government agencies and corporates, IP is becoming far more valuable, and also people are starting to sit up and take notice that it's not just something that takes place as a dark art. It is, in some cases, 70% or more of a company's value. So if you take the pharmaceutical industry, their R&D pipeline is all based on their patents they have, and that in turn relates to the value of that company. If they lose patents, if you think about when a particular substance comes off a patent and becomes a generic, that can wipe millions off the value of a company, with billions in some cases, overnight. So I think as an industry, people are taking it a lot more seriously. They're really sitting up and taking note. IP, in terms of searching and kind of wanting to know more, with the advent of better searching technologies, with freedom of information around the world, you're finding that patents are no longer becoming so secretive. They're published, and they're published by every single country. They're published in probably local languages, or a variety of different languages. So it makes information far more accessible. And that's really where we come in with Total Patent, by creating like a one-stop portal for a one-stop search for all patents and all information. One of the biggest challenges is understanding what the current status is of patents around the world, and understanding who owns what at any one particular time. They're probably two of the biggest pain points. So with Total Patent, we get legal status information from 79 countries from around the world, updated at a variety of different timings. I mean, in some cases it's daily, in other cases it's weekly. So you're getting, probably in one space, the most continual update of legal status information. And then in addition to that, we've built a normalised assignee search. So that allows users to create custom groupings as well and normalise the assignees. So you could look at, let's say for example, do a search for a very large multinational company who have been extremely acquisitive. You could search for every patent they own, both in the in the parent company's name and in all of the subsidiary companies' names. So you wouldn't have to write Company A or Company B or Company C or Company D or Company E. You would just do one search at kind of the holistic level for Company A, and it would automatically pick up all of the subsidiaries. A workflow could be that you have a patent attorney who's asked to do a potential infringement or patentability search on a technology area, and they've been given an invention summary by their client. What they would do traditionally is read through that invention summary, pick out the key concepts and terms, and then start to build a Boolean strategy, truncating at various points, putting parentheses and nestings, and then they would run that search and then narrow it down, etc. But that process can take, in some cases, hours, days, if you're talking about in the chemical pharmaceutical area. With Symantec, you can still, well, with Total Patent, you can still do all of that, and you can still run and do your very in-depth, comprehensive Boolean searching. But with Symantec, you could just take that initial invention summary, put it into the tool, let the system interpret it, and then you as the content matter expert, you could start to rate and weight the concepts and put the relationships in, and then see very, very quickly meaningful documents within that area. So coming back to the original point about productivity, you would probably see an increase of maybe 50–60% in productivity. And then using the analytics features within Total Patent, you could take your Boolean search and your semantic search and compare the results sets via a Venn diagram. So you could very easily see what did Boolean find that was unique, what did Semantic find that was unique, and then which documents appeared within both. And then you can select any segment to analyse further. It's loved. I mean, the tool is loved. I mean, Semantic is a bit like Marmite, you love it or you hate it, because we're changing mindsets here. We are showing people who are information scientists, professional searchers, something that is very, very different. It is a big change within their world. So it's a process which we're going through, and it's an education process. However, when you look at searchers, say lighter searchers, the Google generation of searchers, you are finding that they are grasping Semantic, and it's becoming the go-to tool. And actually, the primary research, they're not using Boolean anymore. They are doing every single search via Semantic. And then taking that one step further, how do those two user groups interact with each other? You can have, say, a user group where you would have professional power searchers using Boolean, and then you'd have all of your inventors or R&D groups being able to do patentability searching very quickly. They're content matter experts, not necessarily searching experts, but doing it very, very quickly and getting meaningful results. So when they send up the ideas to the power users, the information scientists within the group, to do that further, deeper search, they've also got a better understanding of what technologies exist.